You are probably sitting there wondering how many credit cards you should have if you want to get a high FICO score, right? How many cards is too many? Let's have a conversation about that. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sorty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about how many credit cards you should have if you want to get a FICO score of 790 or 800 or more. The question is, how many cards is too many? Let's have a conversation about that. The thing here is that should you have more than one credit card? Maybe yes, maybe no. But I'm not sitting here giving you advice and telling you, hey, get 10 credit cards and be financially irresponsible. It's all about financial responsibility. So the number of cards that you have is not just about the number. It's not just about quantity. It's about usage. When we talk about usage, what do we have here? We're talking about DTI, keeping your DTI low, your DTI, your debt to income ratio, and keeping your credit utilization ratio low. Your CUR must be also low. And credit card issuers love DTI and CUR around the 35% range or less. Okay, so for example, if you have, let's say you have total available limit to you is 10,000 and your CUR is 5,000, your ratio is 50%. So you have used 5,000 out of the 10,000 available to you. That's CUR of 50%. 5,000 divided by 10,000, right? This is not a good CUR. But imagine that you get another credit card that has a limit of 5,000. Now you have a total available limit of 15,000. And if you have credit utilization of 5,000, 5,000 divided by 15,000, that's 33%. This is really good. So this is how having multiple credit cards is good for bringing down your CUR, which in effect boosts your credit score. Remember though, that basically your CUR, the amounts owed, makes up 30% of your credit score. Okay, only your payment history is weighted more heavily at 35% in determining your credit score. So it is quintessential, folks, that you want to actually bring down your CUR. Okay, the average American holds now 3.84 credit cards according to recent research. Okay, so having more than one credit card may help you keep your CUR low, and it's important. But the more cards that you have, the more financially responsible you should become. Very, very important. So there are potential benefits to having multiple credit cards, such as pairing various types of rewards cards to optimizing earnings on all categories of spending. But again, be financially responsible. So how many credit cards should you have? This is an important question. There is no magic number to that question, because you're probably sitting there expecting me to tell you, hey, you need 2 credit cards, or you need 3, or you need 4, you need 5. And guess what? I have no idea about your private life. I have no idea about your household needs, your shopping needs, what kind of rewards you're looking for, what kind of perks. Are you a big traveler or are you a light traveler? I have no idea. So this is a decision that you have to think about. A strong argument can be made for having at least one credit card to take advantage of the inherent convenience, security, and other benefits. Yes, you need to build your credit. You might need to have maybe a cashback credit card and another for rewards, or a cashback, rewards, or travel credit card. So 2 or 3 credit cards. So those are things you need to think about. And so if you're looking to earn cashback points or airline miles, then you need to have various types of credit cards, okay? And so how many credit cards is too many? Big decision time. Talk to me here. How many credit cards do you have right now, and are you able to handle them? Are you able to pay your bills on time? Are you able to afford paying your bills on time? This is the big question. And also, which credit cards do you currently have? Because remember, some credit card issuers, they have restrictions as to the number of credit cards you can get from them or from anybody else Let me give you an example. You have Chase. Chase has a policy term 524, which does not allow you to be approved if you have applied for more than 5 credit cards, regardless of the issuer in the past 24 months. So you do have some restrictions at the issuer level, but you also have to think about the number of credit cards that you need to sustainably run your household. Okay. Let me give you another potential downside of having a large number of credit cards. It can make you look risky to lenders and lower your credit score, especially if your CUR is high. This is why, going back to what I said earlier, I don't care about the quantity as long as your CUR is low. And by the way, this is totally unrelated here, but never close any old credit cards. You want to keep the credit card on file, even if you're not using it. You want to keep it. The only time you want to close a credit card is if they were charging you an annual fee. If they're charging you $95 or $295 or $595, whatever, annually, and you're not using the card, then it makes sense to close it. But the question is, why did you get this card in the first place? So bottom line is, if a credit card is old, you want to keep it on file because it has an impact on your credit history, the length of your credit history. It also does have an impact on your CUR, very important. The thing you need to understand is, and this is something that is also quintessential, you need to understand that there are different cards with different benefits. Okay, so when we're talking about what is the number of credit cards I should have, the bigger question should be, or the better question should be, what variety of credit cards should I have? Because the whole goal here is to boost your credit. The goal is to bring your credit to 790 or more, or 800, right? So you need to think about the variety, because when it comes to credit cards, guess what? There is a constellation of cards out there, basically. So first, you have rewards credit cards, right? So those cards typically give you points or cash back based on the percentage of your spending, and some even offer bonus points in popular categories like groceries, gas, and dining out. So we have the Capital One Venture One Rewards credit card. We have the Chase Freedom Unlimited. And we have the City Premier card. Okay, so the Capital One is great for travel rewards with no annual fee. The Chase Freedom Unlimited is best for your first rewards credit card, and the City Premier card, great for travel rewards on everyday purchases. And then you have the cashback credit cards. This make it easy for you to earn cashback or statement credits on your spending. So really good. So you have the City Double Cash card. You have the Discover cashback. You have the Blue Cash Preferred card from American Express. And you have the Capital One Saver One Cash Rewards credit card. You also have travel credit cards that offer you the opportunity to earn rewards that are geared specifically toward travel, whether that means earning flexible travel credits you can use toward any travel purchase, or even points you can transfer to airline or hotel programs. So you have the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card, the Chase Safari Preferred card. You have the Discover It Miles. You have balance transfer credit cards. Okay, this is really good if you are trying to transfer debt from a high APR credit card. So you have the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards credit card, the Wells Fargo Cashwise Visa card, and the Citi Rewards Plus card. You also have a 0% APR credit cards and low interest credit cards. So you have the Citi Diamond Preferred card, the Citi Double Cash card, the US Bank Visa Platinum card. In terms of business credit cards, if you are a sole proprietorship or if you have a business, you might want to think about the Blue Business Plus credit card from American Express or the Ink Business Unlimited credit cards. And you also have students credit cards. So you have the Deserve EDU MasterCard for students. We have the Discover It Student Cashback, the Pedal 2 Cashback No Fees Visa credit card. You also have secured credit cards. So you have secured MasterCard from Capital One, the Open Sky Secured Visa credit card, the Discover It Secured credit card. You have Star credit cards, and then you have co-branded credit cards. So co-branded credit cards, you have the Costco Anywhere Visa card by Citi. You have the Amazon Prime Rewards Visa Signature card. You have the Citi Advantage Platinum Select World Elite MasterCard. And you have the Hilton Honors American Express Surpass card. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still talking about how many credit cards should you have if you want to have a 790 plus FICO score. How many cards? How many cards is too many? It's important to understand that. So earlier, I just gave you the list of the variety of credit cards you need to think about. Again, it depends on your situation. It depends on what you're trying to achieve. But you have to understand that in some cases, we do have something called compromise cards. Compromise cards. Okay, this is credit card, credit card, credit card. What you need to understand is that sometimes a credit card issuer will freeze or cancel your card out of the blue if they detect potentially fraudulent activity or suspect that your account might have been compromised. Okay, so in the best case scenario, you will not be able to use your card until you talk to the credit card company and confirm that you are indeed on vacation, let's say in Acapulco, and that your card has not been stolen. Okay, that's not a phone call that you can make from the cash register. However, because you will have to provide sensitive personal information to confirm your identity. So you'll need another way to pay if you want to complete your purchase. So this is one reason why you might want to have 2 or 3 or 4 credit cards, so that if one is quote unquote compromised, you're able to basically, because when ID theft, or when all those issues happen, it takes time for them to get back to you. And in the meantime, how do you eat? How do you move around? How do you enjoy yourself if you don't have a credit card or debit card? So this is why you never want to put your eggs in the same basket. You don't want to put all your eggs in the same basket. You want to have 2 or 3 credit cards, okay? And should you carry a credit card for emergencies? Big decision time here, big decision time. The answer is yes. Yes. The thing here is that it would be great, don't get me wrong, if you didn't have to use a credit card for an emergency, and instead had enough money in a liquid account such as savings account or checking account to use in such a situation. However, if you are away from home while on vacation and you don't have the ready cash to cover a car repair or some other unexpected expense, then a credit card can definitely come to the rescue. And we know that life happens, stuff happens. You know, if you have an unexpected medical bill or a job loss, you don't want to drain any emergency savings, because your rainy cash, your rainy savings, your rainy accounts, rainy fund accounts, whatever the name is, this should be only for emergencies. Okay, so the rainy day account should be for rainy days, and you want to resist using it as much as possible. So if you have a credit card, you can use it for the short term, so that you get back on track financially speaking, and you can just repay the balance due on that credit card. Another question that is very important, folks, we are still having a conversation about how to use your credit cards, how many credit cards you should have to bump up your credit score, okay? How much credit should you use across all your credit cards? I think I've said this before, that when we talk about credit utilization, you want to be, the sweet spot is 30 to 35%. This is what experts believe is great. But if you have a single digit utilization rate, this is also fantastic, because that's going to help you. Remember that the CUR accounts for 30%. Did you hear that? 30% of your FICO score. So if you have a low FICO score right now and you're trying to bump it up, maybe you want to work on your CUR. You want to bring it down. You want to bring it as down as possible. Very important. Okay. And how often should you apply for a credit card? Here we are speaking about the seasonality or the frequency. Well, again, the goal is not to apply for a credit card more than 3 times a year. And you have to be very strategic, because anytime you apply for a credit card, you get a hard pull. So you have to be strategic and be very careful about the credit cards you apply for. And generally, we advise folks on this show to go for credit cards that have soft pulls. In other words, you are pre-qualified. They send you an offer. You can review the offer. You can be comfortable about the offer. And you also you can listen to shows like this to learn more about the credit card issuer, to learn about your chances before applying. Because once you apply, you are getting a hard pull anyway. But the thing is, go for credit card offers that give you hard pull in the first place. That's number one. Number two, you need to be very clear about your needs. Do you want a rewards credit card? Do you want a travel credit card? Do you want a cashback credit card? I've given you the variety of credit cards before. So you need to have that in mind when applying for a credit card. And so, does having more credit cards help your credit score? The answer is definitely yes. As long as you can take care of DTI and CUR. I really want you to to commit to this? Do you want to think about it? I want you to let this information sink in. It doesn't matter the quantity. The quantity doesn't matter. The quality matters. The quality of the credit cards that you have matters. And the quality also has to deal with the credit usage. Okay, you got to be financially responsible here. Don't charge more than 30% of your limits. Stuff happens, don't get me wrong. Emergencies happen, but emergencies are emergencies. They don't happen all the time. If you have a life where you have emergencies all the time, then you might need to rethink your life. And let's talk about whether or not you can have two of the same credit card. Okay, in other words, let's say many credit card issuers will indeed approve you for another credit cards as long as you meet the qualification criteria, right? I was talking to you earlier about the Chase 524 rule, okay? But that's a rule that does not apply only to Chase cars, but also all the cars that you are applying for in the last 24 months. But the question is, let's say you are with Navy Fed. Do you want to go with a Go credit card and another credit card? Should you get more than one at the same issuer? This is not a big, it's not a biggie, really. It depends on the level of comfort you have with the credit card issuer. Of course, you can get two credit cards if you qualify for them. You can even get three. But again, let's focus on the fact that it's not about quantity. It is about quality of the credit cards, and it's also about your credit usage and your credit utilization ratio. Very important. So at the end of the day, there are a few steps you need to follow if you want to choose the right type of credit card. Okay, big decision time. Do you know the criteria you need to follow? Because I was talking to you earlier about being strategic about the credit cards you are choosing, right? But what is that strategy? Well, the strategy has to deal with a couple of things. First of all, you want to check your credit score. Before you even think about doing a soft pull, before you think about responding to a pre-qualification offer, you really want to check your credit score again. And there are several ways to check your credit score for free. We have covered this on gazillions of videos, right? You just go to a website, for example, called annualcreditreport.com, and you have once a year, Congress has mandated that TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian give you free access to your credit reports so that you're able to see what's in there. You can also sign up for a service called a Credit Karma or NerdWallet or Wallet Hub, and they give you access to your credit score. Please, once you do this, make sure that you write down your goals, and your goals should always be around credit utilization, paying your bills on time, and considering having a mix of different types of credit. This is how you bump up your credit score. You also need to evaluate your debts. Let's talk about that. What kind of debt do you have right now? What is the total amount that you owe lenders and credit card issuers? Let's have a conversation about that. Okay, and you want to compare rewards programs. You know, if you're looking for cashback, if you're looking for perks, if you're looking for mileage or mileage points, whatever, you need to compare them. You need to sit down and watch videos or read more about the credit card before choosing. And please also look for fees and other carrying costs. This is really important. All right, folks. So in today's conversation, there are a lot of questions that we answered, and the question was about how many credit cards you should have if you want to bump up your credit score. The bottom line is that there are many benefits to having multiple credit cards, but only if you manage them responsibly. Remember, it's not about quantity here, it's about quality, okay? So to ensure that having several credit card accounts will work for you, not against you, be aware of the benefits that each card offers, your credit limit on each account, and especially your payment due date. And the payment due dates, okay, plural here. One thing you want to pay attention to is to automate payments. Don't wait until the 28th or the 29th to make a payment. You want to automate the payment so that the payment actually coincides with your direct deposit, or you can even better, you can make multiple payments during the month. Okay, you want to use each card to your best advantage. Make sure to keep your balances low, and if possible, always pay your balances in full on or before the due dates. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I'll speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.